let's talk goalkeepers because Zack Steffen is currently hurt. Matt Turner has got a foot injury, apparently. He's out. So who's the best number 3? Is it our 17-year-old Slonina, the goalkeeper from Chicago Fire, who's an excellent goalkeeper and his future is incredibly bright? Are we going to trust him? Is it Horvath, who did play against Mexico in the Nations League final when Steffen got hurt and made a big penalty save to help us win the Nations League final? Is it Sean Johnson, who just won MLS Cup for NYCFC? He's been a part of a lot of these camps. He knows the deal. Who's your number 3 in this? Because we might be leaning on this number 3 in Mexico.
Hey, I will say this. Horvath hadn't played for a long time. You know who's playing right now? Ethan Horvath. Last few weeks, he's gotten some games. So I'm not against that because I know he's a gamer, but I don't know if you take that risk. Sean Johnson was one that I was like, I don't know if he's going to end up being the 3 because he's been in the national team window for a long time. He's never really stepped into the 2. He's sort of been passed by younger guys. But then you look at MLS Cup and you go, this guy was phenomenal and a phenomenal gamer going into MLS Cup. That was months ago now. And NYCFC are back into their season. I like him. But Gabriel Slonina is one where I don't remember who said it. I think it was their coach that was recently asked about, like, what if this guy's called in as your number 3? Like, what if he has to play? And I'm blanking on who said it, but they were basically like, well, this guy is definitely somebody that you could trust to put on the field in this moment or in this magnitude, even though he's a kid. So yeah, it's a huge thing for Horvath to get the games. Jackson's talking about Ethan Horvath playing over Samba today is huge. He's played the last, I think, 3, maybe not every single one, but I know in the last couple of weeks he's played 3 games. And obviously the championship plays games like every 90 minutes they start a new game. They play so many games in that league, but he's one that could be it. I don't know, man. What's your take on the goalkeeper situation? Is there somebody that you're like the clear number 3? I mean, naturally the clear number 3 becomes the 2 when the 2 goes out, and then that 2 becomes the 1 when the 1 goes out, right? Like it's sort of it's pretty clear. You wouldn't have a 3 in Sean Johnson all the way through. Slonina was the 4th goalkeeper they brought in the national team, but you wouldn't just have 3 and then just go like, well, we can't trust this guy. Let's put a field player.
Well, what I think I do appreciate about Sean Johnson is that when it became playoff time for NYCFC, the guy hit another gear and he was on it. I mean, he was engaged. He was ready to go. And I fully expect that that's the version of Sean Johnson we would get if he started. So no issue if Sean Johnson starts. I guess it comes down from a Gregg Berhalter perspective is which player Sean Johnson, Slonina, I don't think is ready yet. I think you can bring him and get him that experience, but I don't know if he's going to be a guy. He might be 17. He might be Donnarumma for all I know. You know, I mean, he's just going to be the next generation and we have to give him games to find out if he can actually be that guy. But I don't know if this window is the time to do it. Maybe in a friendly over the summer, I'd feel a little bit better about what he looks like.
Hold on, Jimmy, hold on.
What?
Are you wearing your own national team jersey right now?
Look at what happened, though. I am.
It got rolled up, huh? It bleeds. I that's happened to me too. Yeah, that's happened to me too. I mean, that happens to all the shirts if you keep them in a box or something, because that's happened to mine. But are you actually wearing one of your national team, like your own?
My 2009 Gold Cup, dude.
Oh, that's sick. But like it's your own, right? Like,
well, I have all my. Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's mine.
You're not wearing somebody else, which would be a little bit more normal, I guess. This is not normal for somebody like yourself, but like it is a little bit odd that you're wearing your own jersey right now. But I like it. I just wanted to point it out. The number was hidden behind your microphone.
Listen, one of the things that that I tell my kids is nobody's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. So I believe in myself, baby. I'm wearing my own jersey.
Yeah.
I'm drinking my own Kool-Aid.
Dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Jimmy, you're not getting the national team spot.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to go for player coach here, Heath. All right.
Yeah,
so
get
off my back. Now, with regard to goalkeepers, Horvath, I just want to say that we relied on him in a pinch. And he came through for us in the Nations League final. Huge. And that was important to know that Gregg Berhalter could trust him in that moment to go out there, which is very difficult for a goalkeeper in particular to kind of catch up to the run of play and all of a sudden be at the same level everybody is at with that type of intensity level and that type of a magnitude of a game against Mexico, who we might need. And now, as Des correctly pointed out, he's only conceded 1 goal in the 3 games he's played so far. He got the big start today, and they're relying on him. Nottingham Forest isn't like down at the bottom of the championship. They're in 9th, and they're only, they're on 52 points, and top 6, Middlesbrough's at 55. And right above them, QPR 56, Blackburn 57. I mean, they could catch one of those teams. So now, finally, to have Forest trusting him in a meaningful way says a lot. And he could be rounding into form at the right time. And then now Gregg's going to actually have some options where it looked like maybe only Sean Johnson was the only legitimate option we could go with. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens here.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's an interesting one in terms of that competition, and Horvath, who oddly just sort of got replaced by Matt Turner in the Gold Cup, and then obviously wasn't playing, made a change of clubs from Brugge to Forest, and hasn't played up until now. But the timing of it certainly makes me more comfortable knowing that you've got a guy getting minutes. You know, when I think back to, by the way, Zack Steffen is injured a lot for a guy who doesn't play a lot of games. He's got some issues that I think physically that worry me a little bit. The upside is that he's obviously not a starter for me, and that's not an upside. It's an upside given the circumstances.
Right.
And so obviously I would love to see Matt Turner getting games. We'll see what happens to him. But maybe this is where Ethan Horvath is able to step up in this bind and get this run of games through this end of qualifying. Again, I don't want to write off Sean Johnson because I think he deserves it. And he deserves a shot. And the Gabriel Slonina, which is like how much experience is enough experience for a guy that's showing a crazy amount of maturity in just the amount of times he's played, as well as the clean sheets that he's getting as a teenage goalkeeper, starting on a team that isn't the best team in the league, but is figuring out how to become a leader. Yeah.
2 clean sheets in 2 games. They haven't scored any goals either, but that just puts more pressure on him to perform. So
exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Shout out to Gabriel Slonina. I just don't know if this is the window. I mean, I no problem trusting him moving forward, and maybe with that kind of youthful exuberance, he would have a big, big game. But I also think sometimes you take unnecessary risks because you're trying to prove yourself. I'd like to save that for a friendly.